development should be ensured along with infrastructure development, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina says at ethnic meeting. Ethnic approves a total of 9 projects costing 4,453 crore 21 lakh taka. 21 permanent citizens of the country awarded Ekushe Padak 2024 for their contributions on respective fields. BNP lying about missing and murdered people to slander government. If possible, BNP should publish a list as they accused, says Ubaidul Qadir. Jordan urges permanent Gaza ceasefire. Israeli offensive should not proceed without a credible plan for ensuring public safety in Rafah, says Joe Biden. And Bangladesh announces upcoming 3-match T20 and 2 ODIs against Sri Lanka next month. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Musrat Nazib welcoming you to News at 10. You have just heard the headlines. Now we move on to the news in details.
সরকারি বেসরকারি কর্মচারী যারা এখানে আছেন তাদের সকলের বেতন আসে বাংলার দুঃখী মানুষের ট্যাক্সের টাকা দিয়ে। তোমরা তাদের মালিক নও, তোমরা তাদের সেবক। তাদের অর্থে তোমাদের সংসার চলবে। তাদের শ্রদ্ধা করতে শিখো, তাদের ভালোবাসতে শিখো।
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina emphasized on the rural development side by side of infrastructural ones. She was delivering her introductory speech in the ethnic meeting held at the NEC conference room in the capital this morning. In her speech, the Premier asked concerned authorities to finish the development projects quickly which are remaining due to allocation of small funds. Sheikh Hasina said after finishing those projects, it would be easy for the government to take new development projects.
যেসব প্রকল্পগুলি অল্প খরচ করলে শেষ হয়ে যাবে, সম্পন্ন হয়ে যাবে, সেগুলি দ্রুত সম্পন্ন করে ফেলা। কারণ সম্পন্ন করে ফেললে হবে কি আমরা তখন নতুন প্রকল্প নিতে পারবো। কিছু কিছু প্রকল্পের মেয়াদ বৃদ্ধি করা হয়েছে, তবে সেগুলো আমার মনে হয় দ্রুত শেষ করা উচিত। কারণ শেষ না করলে হয়তো খরচও বাড়ে, সময়ও কালক্ষেপ হয়, সেটার জন্য না হয়। আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নের জন্য যে প্রকল্পগুলি আমাদের অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ এবং গ্রহণযোগ্য সেগুলি আমাদের নিতে হবে। প্রকল্প বাছাই করবার সময় সেই বিষয়টা একটু আমাদের দেখা দরকার, যাতে করে আমরা আমাদের যে লক্ষ্যটা আছে সেই লক্ষ্যটা অর্জন করতে পারি। বহির্বিশ্বের নানা কারণে কিন্তু চাপটা আমাদের উপর এসে পড়ছে। তো আমরা সেখানে যেটা কাজ করছি সেটা হচ্ছে আমরা যেমন সবাইকে বলছি যে 1 ইঞ্চি জমি যেন পড়ে না থাকে, যত সম্ভব আমাদের খাদ্য পণ্য উৎপাদন বৃদ্ধি করা। কারণ আমাদের অন্যের উপর নির্ভরশীল হয়ে থাকা দরকার নেই, আমরা নিজেরা করব। কিন্তু কিছু কিছু জিনিস তো আমাদের বাইরে থেকে আনতেই হচ্ছে, সেখানেও আমাদের উৎপাদন যদি আমরা চেষ্টা করি আমরা কিন্তু বাড়াতে পারি। নিজেদের স্বয়ংসম্পূর্ণ হওয়া, এটাই আমাদের লক্ষ্য। অবকাঠামোগত উন্নয়নের সাথে সাথে একবার গ্রাম পর্যায় পর্যন্ত উন্নয়নটা আমাদের দরকার। তো সেদিকে লক্ষ্য রেখে আমাদের পরিকল্পনা নিতে হবে।
After the ethnic meeting, Planning Secretary Satyajit Karmakar briefed the reporters. He said today's ethnic meeting approved 9 projects involving an estimated cost of 4,453 crore taka. Of the approved projects, 7 are new, while 2 are revised ones. Notable projects approved are employment generation through freelancing training for educated job seekers of 48 districts of the country, development of important rural infrastructures in Dhaka district and smart prepayment metering for West Zone Power Distribution Company Limited Area Second Phase. The Planning Secretary said at the meeting, the Prime Minister directed to implement the welfare-oriented projects quickly. The Prime Minister also directed to release the foreign loans, those are in the pipeline, quickly, he added. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said, people of Bangladesh is enjoying the democracy now as Awami League has come in the power for the 4th consecutive term. She said this while the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multisectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation BIMSTEC Secretary General Indra Mani Pandey called on her at her office in Parliament. Prime Minister's Deputy Press Secretary K.M. Shakwat Moon briefed the reporters after the call-on. The Prime Minister said that there was a time when the country was plunged under the military rules. She termed people of the country as one of her strengths. Sheikh Hasina mentioned that the government is always put emphasis on the rural development. She also said that the Bangladesh and BIMSTEC will work together. BIMSTEC Secretary General Indra Mani Pandey congratulated the Prime Minister on her re-election. He expressed satisfaction regarding the activities of the Bangladesh with BIMSTEC. He also mentioned that the BIMSTEC will continue its excellent relationship with Bangladesh. He lauded Bangladesh's development and Prime Minister's vision to establishing smart Bangladesh and graduation of Bangladesh as developing country from LDC status. The Prime Minister said that Bangladesh plans to complete the construction work of the proposed BIMSTEC Secretariat building within 3 years with the objective of inaugurating it by the BIMSTEC leaders during the 7th summit to be held in Dhaka. Sheikh Hasina expressed hope that the next BIMSTEC summit will continue to intensify BIMSTEC activities further when Bangladesh takes the chairmanship after the next summit. She reiterated that Bangladesh stands ready to assume more responsibilities in BIMSTEC process after the 6th summit upon assumption of the chairmanship of the group. Secretary to the Prime Minister's office, Mohammad Salahuddin, was present. The government has a plan to set up 5 new burn hospitals at the divisional headquarters of the country. Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Samantha Lalsen told this while replying to a question during the question and answer session in the Parliament today. The House resumed its sitting with Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry in the chair this afternoon. Responding to a question, the Health and Family Welfare Minister informed the Parliament that around 7 lakh people each year suffer from burn-related complications. In response to another question, Dr. Samantha Lalsen told the House that the government is trying to spread up the burn treatment facilities across the country. So, 5 burn hospitals will be set up at 5 divisional headquarters. Responding to a question, Health and Family Welfare Minister told the Jatiyo সংসদ that almost all types medicine produced in Bangladesh are being exported to 157 countries of the world, including Europe and America. He said the government is giving 10% incentive to encourage the export of the medicines produced in the country abroad. In response to a question, State Minister for Religious Affairs Faridul Haq Khan told the Parliament that Bangladesh is the 4th largest Hajj passenger sending country in the world. Later, a general discussion was held on Thanksgiving motion on the President's speech. Taking part in the discussion, the Parliament members told the House that a party wanted to resist the election, but they failed. They said that due to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, unprecedented development has been achieved in the overall field, including communication in the country during the last 15 years. The sitting of the House will resume in the afternoon tomorrow. Royal Saudi Arabian Ambassador to Bangladesh, Essa Youssef Essa Al Duhailan, paid a courtesy call on Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry at her office in Dhaka today. During the meeting, they discussed various issues including unprecedented development of Bangladesh, gaining experience through exchange of visits of Parliamentary Friendship Group, economic development and expansion of trade and commerce. The Speaker said the exchange of visits of the Parliamentary Friendship Group will strengthen the relations between the two countries. The Speaker put emphasis on exporting more manpower from Bangladesh to Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Terming Bangladesh as a regionally important country, the Saudi ambassador said cooperation between the two countries on mutual interest would continue. A total of 21 individuals will get the country's second highest civilian award, the Ekushe Padak, this year in recognition of their contributions to various fields. The Cultural Affairs Ministry announced the names in a circular today. The awardees are Mohammad Ashrafuddin Ahmed and freedom fighter Hatem Ali Mia posthumously have been named in the language movement category. Jalal Uddin Kha posthumously, freedom fighter Kollani Ghosh, Bidit Lal Das posthumously, Endru Kishore posthumously, and Suvra Deb in the category of music, Shibli Mohammed in dance, Dolly Zahar and Alamgir in acting, Shimul Mustafa and Rupa Chakraborty in recitation, Shahjahan Ahmed Bikash in painting, Kausar Chaudhry in documentary film, Muhammad Ziaul Haq and Rafiq Ahmed in social service, Muhammad Samad, Lutfur Rahmat Ritan, Minar Mansur and Rudra Muhammad Shahidullah posthumously in language and literature, and Professor Dr. Venerable Jina Bodhi in education. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir said, BNP is simply lying about the missing and murdered people in the country to slander the government. The ruling party leader also asked BNP to publish a list of missing and murdered people if the party can do it. The Road Transport and Bridges Minister said this while addressing a press briefing at Awami League President's Dhanmondi office in Dhaka this afternoon. Awami League General Secretary said BNP is providing false information to different international organizations and Western countries about missing and murdered people.
জেলে যে বন্দী অবস্থায় মৃত্যুর ঘটনা এখানে এর অনুসব বিএনপি এমন দাবি তারা করে কেমন? তাহলে তারা বলল তালিকাধীন কারা কারা মারা গেছে এবং কোথায় কোথায় বিএনপির কি দায়িত্বে তারা আছে, তারা কথায় কথায় গুম খুনের কথা তথ্য উপাত্ত ছাড়া মিথ্যাচার যে তারা করছে সত্যটা, এবং তারা বলুন কাদের এই গুম খুন কাদের কাদের করা হয়েছে প্রমাণ আমরা তালিকা দিতে।
Addressing the press briefing, Obaidul Qadir said, the aim of BNP's leaflet distribution campaign is to destroy the country and kill people.
এখানে তারা দেশ বাঁচাও মানুষ বাঁচাও বলছে, আসলে তাদের লক্ষ্য দেশটাকে ধ্বংস করা, মানুষকে মেরে ফেলা, আগুনে পুড়িয়ে মারা, সন্ত্রাস করে মারা।
Foreign Minister and Awami League Joint General Secretary Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said BNP became strengthless through breaking its waist after the parliament election, but Awami League wants the party stand again, leaving their frustrations. He told this to the journalist at the Omar Ekushe book fair in the capital today. Earlier, the Foreign Minister unveiled the covers of the two new books titled Bodle Jawa Bangladesh and Bimurto. Dr. Hassan Mahmood expressed hope that BNP will remain in democratic programs, including distribution of leaflets with a view to leave frustration instead of throwing petrol bombs upon the people.
আমাদের এই বইমেলা বাঙালির প্রাণের মেলায় রূপান্তরিত হয়েছে এবং বাঙালিদের মিলন মেলায় রূপান্তরিত হয়েছে। এখানে তরুণ তরুণী, শিশু কিশোর, পৌর, বৃদ্ধ সবাই আসে এখানে একটু নিঃশ্বাস ফেলার জন্য, বইয়ের পাতাগুলো উল্টানোর জন্য, এবং আমাদের আবহমান সংস্কৃতির একটি অঙ্গ হয়ে দাঁড়িয়েছে বইমেলা। বাংলাদেশটি গত 15 বছরে বদলে গেছে। আমরা দেশটাকে আরো বদলে দিতে চাই। আমরা আমাদের দেশটাকে একটি সামাজিক কল্যাণ রাষ্ট্রে রূপান্তর করতে চাই। দেশটাকে এমন পর্যায়ে নিয়ে যেতে চাই যেখানে সমস্ত দুস্থ আর্ত পীড়িত মানুষের দায়িত্বভার রাষ্ট্র গ্রহণ করে। জননেত্রী শেখ হাসিনা আমাদের দেশকে একটি সামাজিক কল্যাণ রাষ্ট্রে রূপান্তর করতে চাই। আমরা চাই বিএনপি যে নির্বাচনের পর কোমর ভেঙে পড়ে গেছে, কোমরটা একটু সোজা হোক, আমরা সেটা চাই। তাদের হতাশা কাটিয়ে ওঠার জন্য লিফলেট বিতরণ সহ আরো কিছু কর্মসূচি যদি গ্রহণ করে, নিয়মতান্ত্রিক কর্মসূচি গ্রহণ করে, সেটি ভালো।
The Foreign Minister urged all to work together for building a human and welfare state. Later, Dr. Hassan Mahmood visited different stalls at the book fair. Besides, the Foreign Minister has taken a class of the students of 7th semester of Ocean Science Department of Dhaka University on Climate Change course. Earlier, Turkish Ambassador Ramiz Sen and Italian Ambassador Antonio Alessandro to Bangladesh called on Foreign Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmud separately at the Foreign Ministry. During the meeting, the Turkish envoy highlighted the features of the upcoming 3rd Antalya Diplomacy Forum, scheduled to be held from March 1st to 3rd next in Turkey. The envoy expressed his expectation of the Foreign Minister's active participation in the event. They also discussed the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic ties between Bangladesh and Turkey. In a separate meeting with Foreign Minister, the Italian Ambassador Antonio Alessandro expressed interest in taking more Bangladeshi citizens in Italy through the legal immigration process. During the meeting, the Foreign Minister sought Italy's cooperation in the country's leather, automobile, information and communication technology sectors. Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal said BJP members who fled from Arakan state of Myanmar will be returned within the next 2 days. He said this today while talking to journalists after attending a discussion marking Police Service Week at the Rajarbagh Police Auditorium. He said no new BJP members will be allowed to Bangladesh during the ongoing war in Myanmar. He also said trials are being continued at the International Court against the persons who have committed genocide in Myanmar.
শুধু আমাদের এই সীমানা নয়, মিয়ানমারের চতুর্দিক দিয়ে বিভিন্ন গ্রুপ সবসময় যুদ্ধ বিগ্রহ লেগেই আছে। আমাদের বাংলাদেশ সীমান্তে আরাকান আর্মির সঙ্গে তাদের যুদ্ধ চলছে এবং আমরা দেখছি যুদ্ধটা এতই তীব্র হয়েছে, বর্ডার গার্ড পুলিশ যাকে বলে মিয়ানমার এবং ওখানকার সরকারি কর্মকর্তা যারা ছিলেন ওই এলাকায় এবং দু একজন সেনাবাহিনীর সদস্যরও আমাদের অনুমান তারাও এইখানে কেউ অস্ত্র নিয়ে কেউ অস্ত্র ছাড়া এখানে ঢুকে গিয়েছিল তাদের জীবন রক্ষার জন্য। এখানে যুদ্ধের জন্য ঢুকেনি। আমাদের দেশের বিজিবি অস্ত্রগুলি রেখে আটক অবস্থায় তাদেরকে আমরা ওখানে রেখেছি। আহত ছিল তাদেরকে বিভিন্ন হাসপাতালে আমরা চিকিৎসা সেবা দিয়েছি এবং আমরা পররাষ্ট্র মন্ত্রণালয়ের মাধ্যমে জানিয়েছি তাদেরকে ফেরত নেওয়ার জন্য। জাহাজ যুগে অতি শীঘ্রই তারা নিয়ে যাবে, আমাদের কাছে সেই ধরনের বার্তা পাঠিয়েছে। আমরা মনে করি 2-1 দিনের মধ্যেই তাদের সরকারি বাহিনীর যে সদস্য বিজেপি এবং অন্যান্য যারা সব তারা ফেরত নিয়ে যাবে। এখানে আমাদের সঙ্গে তাদের কোনো কনফ্লিক্ট নেই, আমাদের সঙ্গে তাদের কোনো রকম যুদ্ধ কিংবা কোনো রকম কিছুই আমাদের সঙ্গে নেই। তারা আত্মরক্ষার্থে জীবন রক্ষার্থে এখানে প্রবেশ করেছিল।
Inspector General Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun presided over the function, while Bangladesh Road Transport Workers Federation President Shah Jahan Khan, Parliamentary Standing Committee Chairman on the Home Ministry Benzir Ahmed, Public Security Division Senior Secretary Mohammad Mustafizur Rahman, Roads and Highway Division Secretary Mohammad Munzir Hussain, Road Transport and Highway Secretary ABM Amin Ullah Nouri, Bangladesh Road Transport Owners Association President Mushir Rahman Rong, Bangladesh Road Transport Corporation Chairman Nur Mohammad Mojumdar, Bangladesh Road Transport Owners Association Secretary General Khondokar Inayat Ullah and Highway Police Additional IGP Shahabuddin Khan, among others, spoke at the discussion. State Minister for Information and Broadcasting Muhammad Ali Arafat said, Bangladesh Betar has played a glorious role in all democratic movements, including the Great War of Liberation in Bangladesh. The State Minister said this while addressing a discussion marking World Radio Day at Bangladesh Betar compound this afternoon. This year's theme of the day is Radio, a century informing, entertaining and educating. Bangladesh Betar Director General Robindra Shri Borua presided over the program, where Senior Secretary of the Information and Broadcasting Ministry Muhammad Humayun Kabir Khondokar and Head of Office and Country Representative UNESCO Dhaka Office Dr. Susan Marie Viz were present. Muhammad Ali Arafat said the unique role of Shadhin Bangla Betar Kendro as the collaborative power of freedom fighters during the Liberation War was well known to all.
তৎকালীন পাকিস্তানি স্বৈরশাসকের বাধা সত্ত্বেও সে সময় এ প্রতিষ্ঠানের কর্মকর্তাদের দুঃসাহসী ভূমিকায় বেতারে বঙ্গবন্ধুর 7 মার্চের ভাষণ প্রচার এবং মুক্তিকামী বাঙালি জনগণের পাশে থেকে ঐতিহাসিক দায়িত্ব পালনের জন্য জাতি বাংলাদেশ বেতারকে কৃতজ্ঞ চিত্তে স্মরণ করে। মহান মুক্তিযুদ্ধে স্বাধীন বাংলা বেতার কেন্দ্রের সাহসী ও গুরুত্বপূর্ণ ভূমিকা পালন এবং বাংলাদেশের স্বাধীনতা অর্জনে অনন্য সাধারণ ভূমিকার স্বীকৃতি স্বরূপ বাংলাদেশ বেতার 2006 সালে অর্জন করেছে স্বাধীনতা পুরস্কার। গৌরবময় অতীতের আলোকোজ্জ্বল স্মৃতিবাহী প্রতিষ্ঠানটি ভবিষ্যতেও তার মর্যাদা সমুন্নত রাখতে সক্ষম হবে বলে আমার দৃঢ় বিশ্বাস।
Later, a colorful cultural program was held with performances of Bangladesh Betar artists. Senior officials of different organizations and departments under the Information and Broadcasting Ministry were present at the function. Now, international news. US President Joe Biden has said an Israeli offensive in Rafah should not proceed without a credible plan for ensuring the safety of more than 1 million Palestinians sheltering there. President Biden said this after his meeting with the Jordan's King Abdullah in Washington on Monday. He said many displaced people in the southern Gazan city were exposed and vulnerable and needed to be protected. A Palestinian doctor in Rafah told the BBC people they were living in fear. UN Human Rights Chief Volker Turk says any assault would be terrifying and many civilians will likely be killed. Last week, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced he had ordered troops to prepare to expand its ground operation to Rafah. He vowed to defeat Hamas gunmen hiding in the city. Rafah has come under heavy Israeli airstrikes in the recent days, with a number of casualties reported. More than half of the Gaza Strip's population of 2.3 million is now crammed into the city on the border with Egypt, which was home to only 250,000 people before the war between Israel and Hamas erupted in October. Many of the displaced people are living in makeshift shelters or tents in squalid conditions, with scarce access to safe drinking water or food. Meanwhile, Israel's attacks on Gaza have killed at least 28,340 Palestinians and wounded 67,984 others since October 7th. Former lawmaker of Pakistan, Tehreek-e-Insaf Chaudhry Adnan, has been gunned down in Rawalpindi on Monday. The former member of Punjab Assembly was tragically killed in Rawalpindi. The unidentified attackers targeted Adnan near the city's police lines while his car was stopped at the traffic signal. The former lawmaker was rushed to local medical hospital in the garrison city, but he succumbed to gun wounds. Cops started probe into killing to apprehend the attackers as the incident triggered widespread condemnation. Earlier, 2 more PTI-backed activists were killed during the post-election violence. United States House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson has cast doubt on the fate of a $95.3 billion aid package for countries including Ukraine and Israel as the Senate voted to advance the legislation aimed at reassuring Washington's allies. Johnson, the top Republican in the House, said the Senate had failed to meet the moment by not addressing security on the U.S.-Mexico border, which he described as the most pressuring issue facing the country. Johnson said in a statement on Monday that the U.S. should not to secure America's own border before sending additional foreign aid around the world. Last week, a majority of Senate Republicans voted to kill a bipartisan bill that included the most comprehensive immigration reforms in years amid opposition by former President Donald Trump, who has led his party to adopt more skeptical stances towards immigration and intervention overseas. After stripping out the immigration provisions from the legislation, the Democratic-led Senate on Monday voted 63 to 33 to bring the military aid package closer to a final vote that could come as soon as Wednesday. U.S. President Joe Biden has urged Congress to quickly approve additional military aid for Ukraine, Israel, and Asia-Pacific allies, including Taiwan. Thailand's jailed former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra is said to be freed, according to the local media reports. Thaksin, 74, who was jailed for 8 years for abuse of power before a royal pardon reduced the term to 1 year, was granted release on the basis of his age and health. Thai media reported on Tuesday, citing Justice Minister Tawisot Song. The politician and business tycoon was transferred to hospital after a single night in jail as a result of high blood pressure and has been there ever since. He was among 930 inmates given parole on Tuesday, Tawi told reporters, and is expected to be released after February 17th. Thaksin returned to Thailand last August following more than 14 years in exile. Nepal is keen to use the Chattogram, Mongla and Paira seaports of Bangladesh and emphasized on freight transportation using Bangabandhu land port. Nepalese ambassador in Dhaka, Ghanshyam Bhandari, expressed his country's interest as he paid a courtesy call on State Minister for Shipping Khalid Mahmood Chaudhry at Secretariat Office today. Ghanshyam Bhandari said Nepal uses Banglabandhu and Burimari land ports for carrying freights by using some areas of India. Khalid Mahmood said they discussed how Nepal can connect with Bangladesh by road through using 23-kilometer land of India. The state minister said Bangladesh, Nepal and India will work together in using the route. Now news on weather. Met Office, in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow, said rain or thunder showers is likely to occur at 1 or 2 places over Rangpur, Rajshahi, Dhaka and Khulna divisions. Besides, weather may remain mainly dry with partly cloudy sky elsewhere over the country. Night temperature may rise by 1 to 2 degrees Celsius over the country. Day temperature may fall by 1 to 2 degrees Celsius over Rangpur and Rajshahi divisions, and it may remain nearly unchanged elsewhere over the country, said the Met Office. Now news on sports. Ghazi Ashraf Hossain Lipu's selection panel has announced Bangladesh squad for the upcoming 3-match T20 series and the first 2 matches of the 3-match ODI series against Sri Lanka. Saqib Al Hassan is not in the team in any format. Former captain Tamim Iqbal was also not included in the ODI squad. Mahmudullah Riyad has returned to the T20 team after 17 months. However, the biggest surprise is the inclusion of Test spinner Taijul Islam and new spinner Alis Islam. Kumilla Victorian spinner Alis Al-Islam has got a chance in the national team for the first time due to fantastic performance in the BPL. The other members of the team are Captain Najmul Hossain Shanto, Liton Kumar Dash, Enamul Haq Bijoy, Naim Sheikh, Tawhid Ridoy, Shommo Sarkar, Sheikh Mehdi Hassan, Rishad Hossain, Taksin Ahmed, Mustafizur Rahman, Shariful Islam and Tanzim Hassan Saqib. The ODI team members are Captain Najmul Hossain Shanto, Enamul Haq Bijoy, Shommo Sarkar, Tanjit Hassan Tamim, Liton Kumar Dash, Mushfiqur Rahim, Tawhid Ridoy, Mahmudullah, Mehdi Hassan Miraj, Taijul Islam, Rishad Hossain, Taskin Ahmed, Shariful Islam, Tanjim Hassan Saqib and Mustafizur Rahman. The T20 series will be held in Sylhet on March 4th, 6th and 9th. The ODI series will be held in Chattogram on March 13, 15 and 18. To end the bulletin, headlines once again. Rural development should be ensured along with infrastructure development, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina says at ECNEC meeting. ECNEC approves a total of 9 projects costing 4,453 crore 21 lakh taka. 21 prominent citizens of the country awarded Ekoshe Podak 2024 for their contributions on respective fields. BNP lying about missing and murdered people to slander government. If possible, BNP should publish a list as they accused, says Obaidul Qadir. Jordan urges permanent Gaza ceasefire. Israeli offensive should not proceed without a credible plan for ensuring public safety in Rafah, says Joe Biden. And Bangladesh announces upcoming 3-match T20 and 2 ODIs against Sri Lanka next month. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. And we invite you to watch our 11:30 p.m. Bangla News. Until